Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card. Now it's a double gatefold card, and you can do it this way or the other way around. So basically the front just looks like a normal card, and then you open it up and then you've got all of these flaps that open up and open down, so you end up with a big massive card. Now this is great if you could either do it as a mini album if you wanted to, so you could put pictures of them up here, like maybe for a wedding card, you could have wedding photos or, you know, bits and bobs, or maybe a christening or whatever. But it's also really good if you need a card where lots of people have to sign it. Because obviously that is now 12 by 12. That's a very big card. So both your flaps fold down, and as I said, if you wanted to, you could do it this way round, so you open it up and your flaps fold out like a gatefold. So that's where the name comes from. It's a double gatefold. Okay, so you can do it either way, and obviously you can put things on this flat. You need to make sure they're flat. I did a baptism card for an adult, and so on here I actually did the date of when they got baptised, so they can remember, and then inside everyone signed it. So yeah, so that's just different ideas, different things you can do. So that's one example. I also did another mail card, which is this one. So you've just got your happy birthday on the front that I've done with holographic blue card from Hobbycraft. These papers are Trimcraft papers. They're Dovecraft. Not sure what the pack's called, but it's one of the men's Dovecraft basic collections. Yeah, and so you open it up and you've got the stripes. Open it up again, and you've obviously got a nice big space to write or whatever. If you want to do little inspirational quotes, all sorts of things you can do with this, to be honest with you. It's quite a nice little card, and it's really super easy to make. Just also backing onto the other card again, just so you know, this was from, again, Trimcraft, and it's Whiz Kids, a range called Whiz Kids. This paper and these were from a very old Paper Mania pack. I think it's called It's a Man's Life, I think they were called. And then this football paper at the top here was from Paper Addicts. So it's Trimcraft brand Paper Addicts, and it was one of their sporty pads. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway. And then I just used a plain yellow card, and that was from Trimcraft as well. So yeah, so that's that one done. Right, so what you need for this card is you need a 12 by 12 piece of card. I'm afraid I can't quite get it all in, but it's 12 by 12. Okay, I don't want to zoom out too far, because if I zoom out you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So you need your trimmer, your scorer rather, and you're going to place your card into position, and you just need to score it at 6 inches all the way top to bottom, and then you're going to turn it one turn. A little note as well, you do not want this to be thick card. I would recommend probably around a 200, maybe 250 max weight. This is quite flimsy. I wouldn't normally, for a card blank, I wouldn't normally use this. But because you've got so many layers going on, so many mats and layers, you don't want anything too thick. So yeah, 6 inches, then you turn it one turn, and then you're going to score at 3 inches and at 9 inches. Okay, so that's all the scoring you need to do. Next, you're going to get you can either use your trimmer if you're confident that it cuts properly, or you can use a standing knife and rule, or you can use a pair of scissors. I'm going to use a standing knife and rule just because I know that I'm going to get a straight line if I do that. If I use scissors, I could go a bit off. And what you want to do is, along that 6-inch line that you've scored, you're going to cut either side of the crease line up to the first score line going the other way. Okay, so I'm just going to cut, and you literally want to cut, because you're cutting either side of the score line, you literally want to cut about 1/8 of an inch out. I mean, you're talking small amounts here. So you're going to cut up there like that, and then I'm just going to turn it round, because if I shimmy my ruler over, I might not end up catching all the card in. I might end up, you know, moving around a bit. So we're just going to trim that out. I don't think it's even 1/8, to be honest. I don't know how much. It's literally fractional. Okay, what you're cutting out. So hopefully you can see that. That's really not very big at all. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to cut up on one side of the score line, the 6-inch score line. And then I'm just going to do the same on the other side of that score line. As I said, the reason I'm turning it around is because it's such a small amount of card. If I don't, I'm going to end up not being able to cut it properly. Oops. And then we just trim it out like that. And there's your 2 pieces cut out. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Turn that round like that. Okay, so now what you want to do, now you've got these 2 pieces, is you're just going to turn it over, because obviously I've scored on this side. I'm going to turn it over, and you're just going to fold and burnish all of your lines. Now make sure that they're all nicely lined up, so you're nice and straight when you go that way. Open it up, and then fold your sides in. And again, just make sure it's nice and straight to the top. It lines up along the top. And when you fold the other side in, make sure that your card doesn't overlap the other side. If there's a bit of a gap, like there is with mine, that's absolutely fine. Okay, it's better to have a little bit of a gap than to have it overlap. Okay, now the reason why we cut those little bits out just now here is because when we've got the top folded and we've got the bottom section of gatefolds folded, we don't want them to butt against each other and end up creasing your card where you shut the whole card up. I'm just going to go ahead and burnish these. Okay, so that's that. And then when I fold that in half, you see here, these corners here, they all want to battle against each other. So if you fold them, I don't know if you can see that, I hold it, they're all very close together in there. And so that's why we've cut that gap. So then when you close them up, they're not going to butt against each other, and then you've got a nice edge to your card. Okay, so then what you want to do is you're going to bring in your mats and layers. Now it's up to you how you want to decorate it. I picked, on this one I had 4 patterns that I used. I used one for the front, I used one for these flaps, I used one for the inside of the flaps, and then some plainish ones for the inside here. Okay, all my mats were the same and I had 4 patterns. Okay, or if you want to, you can do it like I did with this card. So I had a pattern on the front, I had 2 different patterns on the inside here, and then 1 pattern on the flaps, and then I didn't have any pattern at all. I just used my matte card for this bit here. And the reason being, because I used quite a dark green, you wouldn't be able to write on a dark green, but you can write on a nice yellow. So that's why I decided to leave that as it was and just, So I'm going to give you all the quantities and measurements if you do it like this one. So you've got all the patterns on the inside as well. And then all you need to do is, if you want to do it like this and not have your patterns inside, just leave off 2 of the squares. Okay, so you will need, I'm going to go through it using this card so you can see. So you will need 3 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 mats, and that's for the front and then the 2 inside squares. Okay, and then you need 8 rectangles, matte rectangles, which are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, so that's for these 4 flaps and the other side, these 4 flaps. Okay, now patterns, you need 1. So whatever pattern you're doing, in total, if you're doing it like this card, you're going to need 3 squares. Okay, 1 of them will be for the front, and they all going to measure 5.5 by 5.5. Okay, so you need 1 for the front, and then a plainer one for the inside that you can write on. Or if you want to do it like this, all you need is 1 square just for the front. Okay, and then you need 8 that are 2.5 by 5.5, and that's for the inside of these flaps and for the other side of the flaps. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out all of my pieces. So this is going to be for the front of my card. So there's my mat, there's my pattern. We're going to go ahead and stick those on, and we're going to go ahead and stick them on the front of the card. I'm also going to stick my pattern rectangle and this one down. I've done all the others, but I just saved some so that I could show you what I was doing. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Okay, so I've stuck that down and I've stuck my front down and put it on the front. So now we're going to go ahead and stick all of the patterns that we want on here. I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. I'm actually going to use this one because I've gone ahead and I've already stuck down birthday and happy birthday. So they're going to go on there like that. So obviously you can just use it to make it a bit more interesting on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down now. Okay, so once you've stuck your flaps on there, you just need to open up your card and then you're just going to go ahead and stick your flaps down top and bottom, and also your squares, whatever you've chosen as your squares. I'm going to go ahead and stick those in the middle. Oops. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick all of these down now. Okay, so there we go. That's the middle. Obviously, you can decorate whatever you want to do. I'll probably decorate after. I might leave it blank just because I'm not quite sure whose it's going to go to yet. So I'll probably personalise it when I know who it's going to get sent to. But yeah, so that's done. I'm going to fold these up. Obviously, I've already done the happy birthday as well. I'm just going to fold this over. So this is the front. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick down my, I've got a little suit and tie thing. And I've also got a little have a fine birthday as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down now. So here's a finished card. So I believe that this pack was called Heritage Press and it was by Papermania Do Craft. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. That's what I finished. And then obviously open it up. You've got to have birthday. If I have an age, I might put in an age here, or I might put in, I don't know, their name or whatever. And then obviously you open it up, and then that's what it looks like. So yeah, so hopefully you'll have a go. It's nice and easy to do. As I said, you do need to make sure you have thin card, because this was, as you can see, there's a bit of a wodge on that. It's not too bad. The craft card wasn't that thick. And then these two are basically like 160 GSM paper. So that's not too bad. This one that I did before, this was a little bit thicker because my backing card was 240 GSM. Navy card from Paper Mill Direct. It's really good quality card, so it's great for making card blanks with. But it probably was a bit too thick for doing this card. But yeah, so nice. And then these were like 160 GSM, I think, or 140, something like that. And then this one was quite thin because the base card was quite thin as well. So you just need to keep an eye on that and make sure you don't go too thick. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed today. Hopefully you'll have a go yourself. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you want to. And we will see you again next time. Bye.